Let's see from the front. It's quicker, higher lethality. That way I'm not paying units long. I can wear down these numbers to the point where they can't win anything. Starting to like have a chance that it's working. Capture roads. Keep working it. There's almost no rebel tanks left. Alright. Clear the skies. No, steer straight that last tank, I guess. Do have lots of aircraft. I'm almost done with the Universal Air Unit project. Work better. Boom. Time for a great offensive. Right alongside propaganda. Perfect. Money paid on the dents, maybe. Do I have a province I'm not working on something? Oh no, I have 6 provinces, not 7. Why am I? Yeah, okay. Nope. Cool. Universal Arians are starting to pay off already. New task, increase economic development. That might actually happen right when I complete the next gen cities and advanced industries. Might. Oh yeah, no, it actually definitely will happen. Well, I'll fall back to low development after a little while. Alright, there's the tank division. Let's get some more money. Keep working clearing the skies. Make left to block Mexico. National Improvement Project. Universal Military Service. Could do that someday. Mostly you actually want to do that when you want to start decreasing your population. When you're already at a high economic development level and you have plenty of unique, well, not plenty of unique capacity, but you have a lot of population starting to drain your APM projects and stuff. Then you take one-child policy, start to decrease your population, and run these things so you can have enough unit capacity with fewer pops. And then you conquer to keep your population from declining too quickly as well. But yeah, I'm not doing universal military service right now. It doesn't make sense with my large population. Less warmongering. Plenty of people be selectively drafted. Alright. Increase economic development is my current project. Main task. It's the Great Offensive that should help. Propaganda will allow kamikaze the aircraft if I wish. Expensive though. Very expensive. No step back, just some AP. Increases infantry attack. Any withdrawal from the fight will be considered as high treason immediately dealt with. That's not historically accurate. No step back referring to the infamous Soviet order. It was any unauthorized withdrawal will be considered treason. That one word is often omitted to make it look like, oh, if you retreat, even if you're getting your ass kicked, that, you just get shot by commissars. That's the enemy at the gates is a piece of pure anti-communist political propaganda. Paraguay has become obsessed with the miracles performed by their new messiah. Even though the Vatican officially renounced him and declared him a fraud, his popularity is reaching new heights. Interesting. One take in North Korea declared bankruptcy. So, yeah, what got to happen is the Soviet army would retreat before the Nazis. They're losing ground. They're losing factories, manpower. If they kept, retreating the way they were going to lose. The Nazis were going to defeat the Soviet Union, win World War II as a result of defeating the Soviet Union. Would have meant an dark age for the entire human race. Probably would have ended up with hundreds of millions of people mass murdered. And it got to the point where the momentum was such that armies were just retreating without any orders to retreat when they could have stood, just because they thought all the other armies would retreat and they didn't want to get encircled, and it was getting out of hand. Sometimes you do have to retreat from a losing battle, but battles that weren't foregone conclusion and that where retreats hadn't been officially ordered, or ranking officers were just taking their own hands, and so it was declared treason to do that. And commissars did shoot some people, but not the common soldiers. They weren't the ones who ordered the retreat. So that's historically inaccurate. When you see that in the Enemy of Gates, the people who were shot were usually the officers who had ordered the retreat without orders from higher up. So if like a captain, to use U.S. Army ranks, were to retreat without getting, orders from like their colonel or a major, then the captain would be summarily executed. If people were deserting, that was technically be shot for that, but the commissaries usually didn't shoot people for that. They'd usually give them a lecture and send back, and if they came back again, they'd be moved to a penal division, which tended to be stuck in the most dangerous parts of the front. So it was brutal, but it's not just mowing down your soldiers. And as I said, Enemy at the Gates is a pure piece of anti-communist political propaganda that pushes outright falsehoods, things that did not historically happen. That's the movie where you see commissars supposedly mowing down retreating Soviet soldiers. That never happened. Also, the battle that they have soldiers getting one rifle per 2 men, that never happened either. What did happen, where that they based that on, probably do rocket technology and get the anti-aircraft systems now. Regiments. Oh, that requires lasers. A lot of things require laser technology. Maybe I'll come back to that. Yeah, no, it's military need. I'll do lasers. Key for a lot of stuff. So what did happen is the Soviets have been rapidly developing their rifle technology, because when World War II broke out, a little bit sooner than they expected, although they should have been expecting, because in 1931 Stalin gave a speech predicting a Western invasion in 10 years. 41 was when the Nazis invaded, but the Soviet generals thought the Nazis wouldn't invade till 1942, probably. And yeah, even though some of the high leadership themselves thought it would happen 41 years back. They listened to the generals are wrong, they were being fed false intelligence. There were other parts of, there were intelligence reports that were saying, no, they're going to attack in 41. They were ignored. It got very political. And so, yeah, anyways, the Soviets weren't properly prepared for the Nazi invasion. Their rifle technology was somewhat outdated. They rapidly developed rifles, some of the best rifles in the world, and including the AK-47, which for the front, it's not as accurate or effective as an M16, say. But for a front that's full of mud with poor supply lines, AK-47 was an excellent rifle. So all this breakthroughs in rifle technology, and new rifles are being rolled out on the front. And there's a group that was sent to this battle in Stalingrad, and that is in this region, North Caucasus. Because yes, Nazis have penetrated deep. It's right around here, Rostov, North Caucasus. It was a real danger of the Soviet collapsing. And an infantry division was sent to front, and they had old, outdated rifles, which they'd been using for training. They'd just gotten fresh out of training. Like old bolt action, not very effective. And so the lieutenant requested in writing that he be given the new rifles that were coming out. And the request was approved. But then the rifles just didn't arrive, and he was crossing the boat to Stalingrad when the rifles finally arrived, and his men were given the new submachine guns. Actually, they weren't proper assault rifles. Those weren't developed anywhere, either in Russia or in the West, in the UK or US, for like another year or two. Submachine guns were at the time cutting edge technology. We're talking like stuff like the Ep44, that would be the German submachine gun that's famous for use. These were good weapons, but not on the level of anyways. But they didn't have any time to train with the new submachine guns, and they didn't have quite enough ammunition for the new rifles, and so some of the men still had to use the old training weapons. But they didn't go into battle unarmed. They went into battle partially armed with cutting-edge weapons that they didn't have enough ammunition for, so they had to use the old ones still. So, half the men were probably still using the old training weapons. That's not going to battle with nothing or fist. That's two guys. One guy's got a cutting-edge gun. The other guy's got a old, like hunting rifle, lock and load, very slow. Suboptimal, but it was because of bureaucratic inefficiency and poor supply lines, not because of not valuing human lives. The Crest was approved, after all, to provide the new rifles. They just arrived too late to train with them and with not enough ammunition. Gaining a core in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Well, Herzegovina isn't listed on the map, but basically this core I've been trying to fabricate benefit this task. 1000 AP. Okay, well, I'll try and do it. Even if I have to disclaim that core later. National Doctrine, no. Okay, I've reduced into nothing but infantry. So I should be able to take the airfields. That's a little bit of infantry combat. Might, if I'm lucky, take one of the infantry units out. Nope. Nothing else I can do with any... Oh, capture key cities. If that doesn't work, off, do a disorganized assault. I'm running out of time. 173 days, they'll terrorists do it. Win, basically. So they get strikes on the city. Oh, this in Sofia. Should probably have done this earlier. Since the population grows, it becomes more expensive to do cultural conversion. Eat that. It's probably something vile. No warmonger rating right now. United States of Central America. Central American countries are afraid of growing Mexican ambitions, so they decide to put aside their differences and create a formal union. The United States of Central America, which was a nation that historically briefly existed in the region, so they've actually reformed it. Yeah, okay, that limits Mexico's expansion. Wait, didn't the US conquer Chihuahua earlier? What? They give it back? They lose in a counterattack? I've sworn they controlled Chihuahua. Alright. It's Central America. Block. So. Try and take garrisons too, but alright, I'm running out of time. Best just to finish this. Terrorist network destroyed. Won the fight against a key terrorist group. The organization has been shattered. 50 score. Minus 10% happiness. Done. I have 17 infantry, 5 armor, and 12 aircraft surviving. It's best to be infantry heavy in some ways because they don't cost resources to maintain like do armor, and they're cheaper than aircraft to maintain.